I think this one's from last night actually, or the night before. 15 minutes long. That's all I can post anymore. Okay, yeah, I remember this. I usually proceed straight to the center, but I thought, hey, let me stop on the bridge like all these other people do. But I immediately decided that's a bad idea because I know there's going to be one guy in a Scorpion who drives across the ditch and tries to jump up here and run interference on everybody rushing towards the prime, and there was. Got a little bit hung up on the ramp there. I was a little bit worried about this guy that was following me with his shock rifle, but he's disappearing off into our prime where he's going to be of no use at all because we have the center.
Red core is vulnerable.
And now we have their prime, so blue very quickly takes the advantage. And I'm going to rush down this alleyway and try to make it into the enemy prime before it goes back down again, so we can possibly hold it. Which is a little bit of a race. If you don't get there in time, you're going to end up stranded right around here with Red having a full grip on their prime and all kinds of weapons and vehicles up here to resist you with, and you'll just die. But I got here quick enough this time. I was able to kill them all. Unfortunately, nobody else on our team made it over here, and the next thing to show up is going to be a blue Scorpion right there. Take out my vehicle before I can give myself before I can assist myself up over the bollards there. We still have a huge advantage. Red is only just beginning to rebuild their prime. Here comes the rest of the team. Got a Bender there. He's stuck on the other side of that barrier. As far as I know, there's no way to drive the Bender over that barrier. It would be very useful if I could figure out how to do it. Maybe I ought to spend some time and work that out. Once again, there's nobody here but me, and I'm going to. Maybe I'm showing off, but I'm going to single-handedly take down the prime here. I'll get some backup here at a critical moment, but until then, it's just me. You notice I'm desperately trying to keep fire on this node, but it's not enough, you know, because the instant I stop firing on it to fire on the guy behind me, there's 3 more guys spawning back there, so it's a problem. But I'm getting back up now, so now we're in much better shape, and I'm going to immediately get this Bender up onto the dock. And that's going to give us a very solid position. It's not, and it looks like at this point, you know, a lot of matches would be over very quickly at this point, but Red does have a lot of stuff coming in. They got a tank, a Bender, there's a Manta hanging around back there, and I'm going to totally fail to take this Bender down. That was a pretty desperate and weak attempt to come swooping in from above with a loaded rocket launcher, but I completely missed him. And I'm going to take my turn playing defense in here, but since I can get around the barrier in the Scorpion, I would have been better off just suiciding into the stuff in front of the dock there, but I decided to take a chance on suiciding into the stairwell because you can sometimes, your suicide explosion will go up into the stairwell and kill whatever's at the top of the stairwell, but that's a tank up there and he's got a shitload of hit points. Probably didn't even hit him anyway.
Double kill.
So yeah, we're Red now has a pretty good grip on their prime, and they're now going to start trying to take the center. I'm going to stay here and play defense, and they're putting fire on the node behind me, which is kind of bad. They can go around and through the alley get to it without really confronting me at all. But they're going to throw lots of stuff at me. Yeah, there's a guy back there. Hopefully somebody else on blue will be back there. There's our orb runner, rushing back to center to try to hold it because he sees it's under fire. And there's a paladin or something coming up the street there. And I've already had a fair amount of stuff come through here. Now there's a guy on foot. There's another one back there. They probably ran out of vehicles for the moment. Their orb runner's probably there's an Avril gunner up on the top. They just that was probably a nuke that just took out the center behind me. I'm not going to turn around. I'm going to keep on knocking out everything that comes through this alley because I know that they can see that the center just went down as well as I did, and they're obviously going to try to throw everything they've got to try to rush in there and consolidate get a grip on the center, but managed to stop most of that. They're just working on trying to take me down now. I'm going to try to resist that as long as possible. Scorpion got past me. I'm going to let him go, and hopefully somebody else will deal with him. But no, he actually managed to shoot down the center, and red is actually starting to build it. So I'm going to have to back up a little bit and work on trying to take that back. Meanwhile, we're going to have red people leaking in from that up that street, and here comes the tank as well. I'm going to totally miss this orb carrier, so they're going to manage to cap. I just took a tank shot to the bender, and I'm desperately trying to back him out of his way, and failed to do so. I wanted to get into that mana because I feel like right now this is a really good time to get to our prime as quickly as possible. I should have waited and spawned there, but probably didn't have the option anyway. I just seen the nuke come up, and I'd really rather drive the bender straight to the prime, but if the nuke is up, that's a very important thing to at least grab. I've got a rider up in there, he's going to take over that bender. That's fine with me because I feel like I've got something more important to do. I could take out the node, but the node is we're building that, so I feel like this tank is real important to kill. Even though we don't actually have the tank node, but it's going to at the very least buy us a few minutes until they get that tank back, and we do have the tank node under fire as well as the center, so it could be worse. The red node the red orb nearly just made an attempt to take down our prime, but failed to do so. So we aren't quite completely screwed just yet, but they are pushing us fairly hard.
Grab the shape charge.
We're pushed back to our prime, and there is a possibility that if we make any wrong moves here, they'll take it down. I'm rushing back here to pick up another vehicle to try to defend the prime with. I have to drive straight there before it goes back down, and it probably will go down right about here because, unfortunately, at the same time as I ran off to get this vehicle to defend the prime with, our orb carrier took off to try to take the center, which he obviously failed to do. I would have preferred to have to stay there, but it's lack of communication. You don't tell. I didn't tell him what I was up to. He obviously didn't tell me what he was up to. We could have coordinated that a little bit better. This bender's going to back up and get right away that tank, and I'm going to take out him and his buddy and the Scorpion. So that's good. This tank, we're going to lose this tank right here. I wish he'd drive forward, but well, there was somebody up there. There was probably reds up front here shooting at him as well. It was a bad situation. I'm going to narrowly escape getting killed by this Scorpion. We're not holding on by much. I need to jump into this thing really quick and kill that guy. Jump into the other one, and the mana's already down. So yeah, okay. Let me get this Scorpion up on the dock. Take this guy out, and we just about got a hold on our prime. Our orb is dead on the ground. We do have Cybus coming in here with the Paladin. If he could get up on the dock, that would be very helpful. But
I've got the orb.
I'll let him take over defense when he manages to get up on the dock, because the Paladin's not real easy to get up on the dock. You can do it. Well, some people can do it. I'm not that good at it. He's obviously trying. He's trying to do it by boosting himself up on the top of those vehicles. That usually doesn't work out too well for me. The other way to do it is to get your wheels up on that brick wall next to the bollards, and I can't really manage that too well either. I do it sometimes, but okay, I'm going to leave him to it because the center's down, so that's fine by me. Use the speed brake to turn around there a little bit faster and get back in here. That speed brake, I remember a long time I was playing this game. That speed brake, I didn't use it at all, but it's actually very useful. You can get a lot more maneuverability out of these vehicles using that. You can make turns a lot quicker. You can deploy the blades on the Scorpion and just chop down 2 or 3 people at once if they're dumb enough to stand in a circle around you. I hardly ever manage that, but it looks really neat when you can. I'm going to once again completely fail to kill the orb carrier. This is Polish trying to drive his Manda under my wheels and flip me over, but I'm not going to quite let him do that. And I'm going to discourage these folks a little bit and catch a round from the tank that I did not see. But we did manage to just about take the center, so we don't have to worry about the prime going down just yet. I'm a little bit worried about that tank. I don't really know where he is, if he's still there. He's probably still there. I think he might be down, actually. And I'm about to lose the Scorpion. I'm just going to take out this Avril man here. put a few rounds into this node, shoot it down once or twice before they take me down.
Grab the shape charge.
We're getting we're getting pushed back a little bit, but we'll get it together here in a minute. We're over halfway through this, so.
Attack the tank node.
All kinds of fire on the center. The red's gonna get another tank though. That's not good. Here they're gonna screw up with the escort. I should have had this guy, but you can do a surprising amount of damage in an incredibly short amount of time with those shock balls. But they're a little hard to defend against because it's a little hard to judge exactly where they are and how many potential hit points you stand to lose from them. You know, the way I usually try to calculate is I just say, you know, they're a little bit closer than you think they are generally. And this thing is badly damaged. Sheeper Worm is just rushing forward, so I'm going to try to back him up a little bit. And we're going to manage to shoot down the center that way. So that worked out a little bit better than it might have. I wouldn't have been inclined to rush forward at that point, but it turned out to be a good idea. Generally, if I see people rushing forward in a foolhardy manner, you know, if they don't look like they're being complete idiots, it's probably a good idea to try to back them up. But I don't always do it. If I just feel like they're just wasting vehicles or something, I'll let them go. I mean, I'd rather defend the point behind if I feel like they're just being complete, you know, idiotically kamikaze or something like that. But yeah, in that case, it completely screwed up my suicide. I didn't see that paladin coming forward like that, and he kept me from getting it off of there. I could have gotten all this. Well, maybe not. Speed brake, turn around, back up a little bit to avoid the suicide, and that's Polish. I think I'm just gonna jam them up on the wall with the blades there. Sacrifice the blades, but I don't know. I guess it's worthwhile. Those blades, I hate wasting those blades, you know, but. You know, you gotta get the job done. What can I say? So that makes it makes the vehicle a little bit less useful without the blades. You can only rely on those balls that do a fair amount of damage, but they're a little hard to aim if you're using them on people and stuff.
The shape charge.
And I'm gonna try to drive this thing up. It's a little bit hard to get it past those bollards. Sometimes if you hit those bollards the wrong way, you get this huge impulse backwards like that. That was the reaction to driving me back about 10 or 15 feet there. And I'm just gonna manage to get up there. There we go. And get me up into position back here. And the Scorpion is a surprisingly good defense. I wouldn't have thought that it would be all that useful up on the dock like this, but it's really pretty good. The Scorpion balls are better against people and vehicles than you might think they are, and as a last resort, you can suicide into any of the big vehicles that come in usually. Although you have to be pretty quick, and you have to have a pretty good aim because you only get one shot.
Roger.
And if they're quicker than you are, they may kill you before you get that one shot.
Red core is under attack.
We're about to finish this up, I think. I'm out here just playing defense again and looking for an opportunity to hit the core, which I probably won't do because I don't usually hit the core. That man is gonna just manage to get away from me. He was going after the Deemer, but he totally missed my suicide. And get down under that bridge before that bender takes me out. Jump back up here, try to get a few more rounds, and that bender will go down. The pilot ejected, and he's got a friend there, and I'm gonna take at least one of them out. Pick up some health. Miss him there. I ain't got nothing else to shoot him with except, well, I might have had something else. They're gonna shoot the node down, but that's okay. They ain't got an orb. They ain't gonna tag it or anything. We're just gonna build it back up. Somebody on my own team shot me. I'm going to interpret that as an invitation to drive up on the dock again. I don't know if that's what they meant, but that's what I want to do anyway. So. Just going to set myself up for another suicide, which I will get an opportunity for, because there's going to be I think it's going to be a paladin or a bender or something coming here, and I'll shoot these guys down in the meantime as much as I can. They're going to get the node down again. I'm not getting out of the vehicle to tag the node.
Attack the tank node.
Because sure as hell, if I get out of this vehicle, some red guy's gonna. Oh, there we go. Some red guy's gonna jump up and steal it from me. I don't want that to happen. Got their vehicle. That's some out of there. Got a lucky shot on him. And There's a, yeah, this guy. I was lucky he didn't get me. A little bit slow getting into this vehicle, but he was a little bit slow taking me down before I did. So that's it. How we do?